Hello, my fans of One Piece. This is David here, giving you a theory that I think will make you guys a little bit happy and personally a little perplexed at the same time. Now, hear me out. At this point, we've had 3 poneglyphs revealed. One at Alabaster, one at Skypiea, and one at Fishman Island. Now, 2 of which have divulged information about the ancient weapons at this point. And one was an apology to the princess of Fishman Island. Now, there's only been 3. Now, for years, people have been speculating about a number of different things. The Void Century, Raftel, the Will of D, and all that stuff. Now, to me, this poneglyph is going to give information about the ancient kingdom. The kingdom that led the world prior to the world government. Now, to me, this would make a perfect situation because, to me, I want to say honestly that there was a wonderful world in One Piece where the ancient kingdom ruled over a multitude of species that lived in harmony and loved each other and had respect for each other and did not denigrate and have racial hatred against each other as the One Piece world does now. And that was how and what the ancient kingdom stood for. Stood for a utopia world. A golden age, as they would say, where science and technology was at a higher level. Now, unfortunately, there was an ancient enemy that were, in my opinion, corrupt government officials from a multitude of lands and territories that sought to overthrow the ancient kingdom. Now, this particular poneglyph is going to talk about the alliance of different countries that were part in the war against the actual leaders of the ancient kingdom. And it'll give you a hint towards who has the poneglyphs. I believe this is going to be a poneglyph that tells you where the other poneglyphs are. And I think this, to me, is going to be a amazing thing. So it's not going to be a poneglyph really talking about the actual history of One Piece, but more so the locations of the poneglyphs in the different islands of the alliance. Now, personally, the ancient kingdom, if I were the ancient kingdom, I would only put poneglyphs on islands and territories that were friendly to my cause. I would not put them on islands like Dressrosa, where there was a future celestial dragon that would ascend the throne, go to Marie Joyce, and rule the world in the future. Now, in Alabaster's case, unlike the rest of the other 19 lands that had all the dragons go to, personally speaking, I believe that Alabaster was originally part of the Alliance and was the betrayer of the Alliance. Now, I don't know what was the reason for the betrayal, but they were the specific kingdom that caused the Alliance's fall. But at the same point, like Judas to Jesus, he felt bad, and he did not specifically, from that point on, do everything that the others did out of personal feelings and betrayal. So the Alabaster Kingdom stayed kings of their country, but did not go to rejoice and become gods of their world, unlike the rest of those world leaders, like the Don Quixote family, and we will learn several names in the future of the other 18 families that were behind the war against the ancient kingdom. Now, like I said, I think this poneglyph will tell you where the actual important poneglyphs are. Now, one of them is a big hint right on top of the Zo poneglyph, a crest of Momonosuke's family. That poneglyph will tell you that there is a poneglyph on Wano. Now, unfortunately, at least Robin can read these poneglyphs. So we're going to learn more information about this. And I believe there was, in fact, an ancient alliance under the ancient kingdom of many friendly peoples working together for a greater good, and were only defeated because of an ancient enemy. Now, it wouldn't surprise me that many have also speculated that in this world, Blackbeard, who happens to be Marshall D. Teach, is a member of the D family. Future family of the actual members of the ancient kingdom. Now, Blackbeard's family were basically people who, though they were D's, his particular line are also not enemies of God. His particular line. I believe that he and his family line were also people that also destroyed the ancient kingdom, along with Alabaster. Now, in Alabaster's case, I believe that they were mistaken and decided to fight out of some propaganda-based thing that this particular line of people caused a situation where everyone decided to go against the ancient kingdom. Aside from the alliance members that were very, very diehard members. And honestly, I have a feeling since Wano, Fishman Island, and Zoe were never members of the world government, never were, personally speaking, I believe each one of them kind of has a feeling never to join this government, despite the issues that their countries have had against them, because they were part of a system fighting against this government. And I believe there are more countries. Now, in a cover art, you saw Jinbei retrieve a poneglyph. I believe that country was another one. But in that island's case, I believe that island's culture was destroyed by the world government. And a major battle happened on that island. Because no one really... Because they're not focusing on that right now. Now, I would love to see them have a little bit of one episode with Jinbei doing what he was doing with everything that happened, but I don't think they're going to get to that arc. Unless it's a flashback with Jinbei, which could happen after Jinbei joins the crew. Because he's going to bring a poneglyph. So, and like I said, I believe there are more islands that specifically have poneglyphs, and each of them were allies of the Ancient Kingdom. And that is who has the poneglyphs, the allies of the Ancient Kingdom. And the Ancient Kingdom itself having the most important poneglyph. Of them all, the Rio. But we will see the Rio in several years from now when this actual beautiful masterpiece story is completed. But till then, this particular poneglyph will tell us which islands have them. And I have a feeling, personally, that not only Wano will have one, but Baltigo will have one. And that Robin does not know about this particular poneglyph. That Dragon does not know about this particular poneglyph. Since there is going to be a revolutionary arc, it would not surprise me if there was a poneglyph there. And I believe there's going to be a large amount of poneglyphs showing up in the new world going forward. Now, personally, there will not be a poneglyph on Whole Cake Island. There will not be. This poneglyph, or this particular island, is going to focus on a different subject matter. The freeing of Sanji, and more allies, and maybe crew members of Luffy's forces. But back to the subject matter at hand, since I'm not going to go on a tangent. You're going to hear about who are the allies of the Ancient Kingdom and find out who has the poneglyphs. That's why I think this poneglyph is going to be special, because it's going to tell you locations. From there, you'll be able to not give you like the what each poneglyph tells you what's on there, but tell you where they are. And that would be huge for Oda to have a place where you can actually tell you where all of them are. And that would be different. And that would be an interesting situation, because that would give you the story and the truth about the Boy of the Century. And that would be what Robin would want. The ability to know where I need to go to find out the truth. Especially considering Oda does not plan on writing One Piece for, he said 5 years. Now, 5 years could turn into 25 years if he wants to nuance and make additions to every single thing he wants to do. If he gives you specific places, which is what I think this is going to do, it's going to make his reader, it's going to make his life easier, knowing where to go and where Luffy needs to sail. And I think that is the importance of this poneglyph, telling you where you need to go. Thank you, and have a good day.